I swear, if it's not one thing, it's something else. Today I couldn't get this camera to work. I should have just started without it. I also couldn't get the mic to work at the start either, but it did eventually start working. I think what has to happen is it has to be selected before I turn my PC on or something. Otherwise, I have to like cycle through and unplug things. Um, anyway, you know the drill. I only do two things on this stream. Three things technically, right? We draw watches too, but not that often. Not that often at all. What did, what? What do I have a notification on art twit? Oh, it's a recommendation one. All right. Nice. Anyway, um, should we start with a knife this time or, what the fuck? This dude didn't eat their crust. Okay. I don't know what's going on there. Um, a little concerning to say the least. Looks like a fucked up HDMI. Okay. Interesting. Trouble in paradise, I guess. I don't know. Oh, okay. We found our art for later. Now we gotta find a fucking knife. Also, I think I've more or less solved the sometimes mouth gaping problem. I think I'm like hitting a hotkey at some point that switches it to legacy mode, and I think the legacy mouth tracking is worse, and that's what's going on with that. So sometimes I guess it tends to happen more with the ARC streams or the game streams than this because I'm not as much on the keyboard. Um, oh, no, wait a minute, what's going on down on the right there? Let's not look at that, shall we? Uh, anyway, let's pick out a knife. What do we go for a folder? Are we looking what we feeling tactical today? What are we feeling? We haven't done a Spyderco, have we? Which would be terrible because there's a lot of fucking belly to most of my Spydercos. I could pick the Delica with the straight edge, but the back is. Do we do Spyderco? Let's go get a Spyderco. I think. Wait a minute. What are you doing over there? Come over here. Come on. Maximet or Crewware. It doesn't matter. They look identical. We'll go with Maximet. There's one simple reason, and I'm not drawing it, but there's one simple reason. I know you'll want to see it. Donut. Donut. Enjoy donut bead. Why is my phone going off? There we go. Okay. So this is probably the most iconic Spyderco. This is the PM2. So this one happens to have been a factory second. I believe a little bit of wiggle there, I guess. I probably. This is a T10, isn't it? Fuck. I don't feel like switching bits. So I believe this is a factory second from couple years back, and these were about, I think they still go for about 200. But anyway, um, it's a factory second, so I didn't pay full price, so don't think I'm that crazy. I think I paid like a quarter of that. And these are aftermarket scales and aftermarket clip. Obviously, it doesn't come with the lanyard, but the shape is still the same, so it doesn't really matter. Should we draw it this way so we have to draw the pocket clip and the compression lock relief? I guess so, right? Like, because otherwise it's just flat and, you know, there is, I can, I can draw the spider. I kind of want to do, I mean, there's nothing stopping me from drawing a spider on this side, right? I think they do make lefties. I wonder if those have the, probably not, because I think it's just the same blade. All right. I think, all right, we'll draw, well then, fuck, I really want to draw the relief here so that you can reach the compression lock. We'll just draw the spider on this side. How does that sound? It's called spider code for a reason. Why can't there be a spider on it? Also, it's not going to look like a spider. It's not even going to look like this spider, all right? It ain't. It's not. It's not going to happen. You can't even fucking make it out. You're out of time. You didn't get it focused in. Enjoy your fucking gray blob, idiot. Shit. All right. So I always start with the blade. Should I start with the scales this time? Would that be easier? I feel like no. Right? But I usually start with the tip. What if I start like just, you know? We get the little eyeball. Right? Classic. Classic eyeball. The Spidey hole, as it's affectionately known. Why doesn't that look right? I mean, that kind of goes for everything I do. It don't look right, but I don't know. It's like especially, particularly. Fuck. It's sharp. God damn it. Why don't I have any dull knives? It's because typically, if you want the real reason, it's because a dull knife is more dangerous than a sharp knife. Because a dull knife usually started its life as a sharp knife, and it still maybe has some sharp spots left, but like the dull parts and the catch it, like the little chips or nicks or rolls will catch, and it's gonna slip, and then you're gonna cut yourself because you're gonna be like putting a ton of force into trying to do it, and you're just gonna go like zoop, and you're gonna lose complete control. You might even like put too much force in, let go of the knife, it'll go flying. It's not gonna be fun. Which is why you keep your knife sharp. That's usually more of like a heavy material cutting thing. If it's gonna be like I like a kitchen knife, like I guess if you're cutting something really hard, uh, you might be like going for like a chop. It's gonna be a little less likely. I guess if your fingers are in the way and you're not holding it quite properly, you're being a little lazy, a little lackadaisical, if you will. Bro, how am I doing it? It's right in front of me. How am I doing this wrong? Also, fuck you, Spyderco. Add a goddamn sharpening choil. I know why they do it, like I know what they're up to. I can't prove it, but I know that they do it so that you have to buy a new one instead of continuing to sharpen it to the last like little ounce of life. How am I? It's right here, man. Turns out I didn't make it long enough. I should have gone for the PM. Should I get a PM3 and just pretend I was drawing that the whole time? It's just a smaller version of this. I've always hated their names because it's the military is the first one, the paramilitary is the second one, but they add the numbers, and then the para is the third one. So it's military, then paramilitary 2 or PM2, and then the para 3. So it's like, what the fuck is it? Just just call it something, man. No, this is, hold on. There we go. Why am I drawing like the Swiss Alps? What's going on here? I should have just chose the fucking Delica. How the fuck do I draw this? Let's keep going here. We'll ignore the fact that it has chimping for now. Okay. So like 65% of the way where I think the little Spidey hole is gonna be. That's when we just right up. So we'll do that because even they fucked up and gave it that little piece there they couldn't sharpen. They know it's there. They know. Fuck them. All right. All right. And then that comes out like that, and then kind of goes back in like, actually that's not, it's not thick enough. We need a thicker knob uh for our finger choil. We gotta finger our knob better. Feel like our hole is gonna be too small. Maybe I should pick a different knife. It's like the fourth time in a row. Wait, should I cheat? Get it out of here. Get it. Hey, hey. Hello? Why isn't it working? There we go. Forgot I have to do that first. What if I know I have to fix this, by the way. This looks, wait, am I drawing a duck? I'm gonna put this on its own fucking layer. It kind of looks like a crying duck. I don't like it. Also, do people name their layers? Because I feel like I need to name my layers. Quack. Quack, quack. That's too much belly now. How's it getting worse? Specifically, like right here. It gets a little wobbly. It gets a little wobbly with it. Also, I finally figured out, I don't think I've talked about this. I finally figured out why I've been seeing this Jelly Roll fella everywhere. And it's because he's got like a Netflix special that just aired last night. I was like, I know I've heard of this dude before. I've never really like listened to his music. But I was like, why the fuck is he just everywhere all of a sudden? And I guess it was probably like paid PR. articles about him, and I guess there's like a new talent show going around that I guess is a refresh of an old one, and I had heard nothing about this until apparently I guess I know the person who's running the show, but I like I don't know how it did. I don't know the metrics or anything, but I can't imagine it's as good as it could be because I didn't hear a single fucking thing about it. Like, what are they doing? Also, who the fuck is Jelly Roll? Like, I've heard of him. All I ever have heard of him, though, is that he lost a lot of weight. I mean, good for him, by all means. I, even if it's part of the whole Ozempic thing, I don't know, maybe that presents its own health complications, but there's of course health complications. Not that people shouldn't be right comfortable in their skin or whatever, but there's health complications typically involved with being as big as he was. Visually, I guess. I guess I don't technically know how much he weighed. It's always kind of interesting because I feel like there's I guess like a scale of where like it becomes harder either way to tell how much someone could weigh. Like they're either within a general size and you're like, how the fuck would I know? Or they're in a general size and you're like, they've got to be like way too thin or, way too large and it's concerning. But, if they're comfortable, whatever. But also, like, if you're a human, you probably think of yourself that way. It's like, I don't want to be that thin or that large, or I don't want the health problems associated with it. But I fucking love cheese. So what am I supposed to do about it, you know? Can we just agree that the dude who invented cheese is an asshole? Can we finally solve that? How is this both working out? I think the problem is I made this too small. So I'm matching it pretty decently with this. But like, was this baby's first knife? I'm curious. How are we doing? Actually, not that bad. She missing about an inch on the tip, but aren't we all? It still looks like a fucking duck to me. I should have just drawn a fucking normal knife. Like, oh my god, what am I doing? I should have just drawn this anime girl I'm gonna be drawing. Why do I do this to myself? I used to really not like these knives. Um, the main thing was that sharpening thing, and then it was like they're kind of too big, which they are. Um, and they also come with. I know I don't even have a deep carry pocket clip on this, but by default they come with a pocket clip, and it like sits that far out of your pocket, which is annoying. And then a lot of them just come with like kind of. They're not that bad at scales. They're okay. But for like $100 plus, usually, like I said, this is a factory second. You can tell by there's like an actual. I know it looks like part of the jimping. There's a little notch here they make. This side doesn't have it that high up, which is how you can tell. Um, but like, factory new ones are of this would have been 220 or more dollars. So it's like, I don't know. I mean, it comes with like a gray thermoplastic for the scales. I feel like that's just you can buy tons of knives with titanium scales at that price. Like, why would you do it? The only benefit, I guess, is comparatively is that it would be made in US, and if you're getting a titanium knife, it's probably at best going to be assembled in US for around $200. It's most likely going to be made in China. That doesn't make it bad, but if you're like I'm willing to pay, an extra probably. In terms of, well, to be fair, the Maximat one's probably the worst comparison because it is priced well for Maximat. It's a very uncommon steel. It's also very hard. I don't even think I've had to sharpen this one. I've had to sharpen a different one I have, because I use that one instead of this one. But it doesn't require a lot of sharpening, and it's not exactly fun to sharpen. It's very hard. This is like one of the only steels that I actually use the like diamond grit shit on. Everything else I can kind of just get away with normal ceramic to sharpen it. It's just like whatever. And use like a honing stone. Why is this so? I think it's pregnant. Like, what am I drawing, man? Fuck. Here I was thinking, you know what? I could end it soon. No, we got some more. I feel weird always sketching something I can see or like someone else's art. Like, on the one hand, of course, like, how else am I gonna fucking learn, right? If I don't sketch this, right, or that, this, like whatever's in front of me, how else would I learn? But also, it's like I still don't understand how people just make something up and just draw it. Like, I don't know what the fuck you're doing. How do you do it? What are you doing? And then like this person, this is Maruru. I'm assuming this. Look, this looks really good, but I think it's like a scale of really good that I don't think AI would think is good. You know what I mean? Not like, I feel like that's a little rude to it, but it's like I feel like AI is looks terrible. There's always something soulless about it. Not to mention the seven fingers and lines that don't match up. But this looks really good to me. And whoever Maruru is, I'm assuming this isn't AI because I feel like it looks really good. It looks like it's hand done. Maybe AI is doing that these days. Everything seems to check out. So I'm assuming it's not AI. So I'm going to try and draw it or sketch it, even though it's just someone else's sketch, but because I like it and I feel like it's a good way to practice like a little extra style that, maybe I'm better at drawing something like this than literally anything the fuck else. Bro, why is it so fucking fat? What am I doing? How did I do this? All right, so we're going to draw the dip here. So this is like the relief where your finger goes, because this is actually what locks and unlocks the knife. This is called a compression knife. It's literally just, if you've ever had a liner lock knife, it's basically just that, but something comes up in here and locks in instead of just locking up under it. But it's, you know, it's there. All right, let's redo this, because I was apparently drawing the para 3. Hold on. All right, let's finish this line here. So there's probably a reason why I just naturally want to draw the other one. That's because I actually prefer it in terms of size. I like smaller knives. I like smaller things in general. They're just better. They're easier to control, easier to handle. All right. First off, why the fuck's my phone going off? I didn't say you could do that. Important user agreement. Fuck you, eBay. are you doing over there? This way. Come on. What the fuck is it tracking? Hello? Broski. Oh shit, I'm on the ceiling. Alright, there we go. It's tracking. It like lost sight of me. So this is the para 3. You're probably thinking, what the fuck? How did I draw that? First off, this is again a factory second that I paid less than a quarter, I think, of the original would have been. This is also Maximat. These are aftermarket scales and like all aftermarket. This is titanium with was this the I don't think it's even like a real pattern. I mean, I think it's waves that I have anodized with heat. So that's why it's blue. But I know they look identical, but there's actually a pretty major size difference. So somehow I managed to fucking draw this, which I was gonna actually draw at some point because I did kind of want to do the wave motif, but I don't think we're there. I think if I were to do it though, what I would do is I'd draw it like I'd maybe draw like one little section overlapped so that we could copy and paste it. You know what I mean? Like is that not the intelligent way to do things? I don't fucking know. I'm not intelligent. But if I did know, that's how I would do it. All right, let's get back to business to defeat the Huns. So we're still feeling like everything's wrong here. Holy shit. What was I just doing? Just go a little more. Feel like I've really messed this up somehow. I don't know how. I've like somehow made it too thick in the handle while being too small in the blade. This is one of those times where when I was practicing like the speed sketches, if you will, what I mentioned was I end up looking at stuff over and over and kind of like psyching myself out of it. So like now I think it looks even worse. And so I'm going to try and spend more time on it. And then I just like sink my time into trying to fix like a small thing that didn't look that bad to begin with, but now we're like 5 steps away from where we were. And like it just keeps looking more and more awkward and less like what we wanted. And like I keep going to new spots to try and fix things because it just doesn't look the way I want it to, because I can't make it look like I don't have that skill. But like I keep trying, you know, so it keeps getting worse and worse and worse. So it's like if I just tell myself to live with it, I'm gonna not be satisfied with my work, and then I'm gonna like feel like I didn't do a good job, and I'm gonna just want to quit. But if I spend all this time and I'm just not gonna, I don't have the skill to make it what I want. So it's like a lose-lose for me. All right, let's do another layer. And we're gonna do the lock bar like relief here. Okay. Then we're gonna do another layer. And that's gonna be like that. Okay. And then do another layer. And we're going to zoom in from 82.9%. We're going to draw some screw. Fantastic. Okay. Control C, Control V. Why am I trying to use? Oh, fuck. Now I should be able to just do that. And yoink. So there should be one roughly here. Let's go ahead and smallify it. Huh? I don't know what that one does, by the way. I'm actually going to try and Control C, Control V again. Yeah. Now we're getting somewhere. We're starting to cook. Okay. Now we have 3 different screws. So these are fact screws. These are from the factory. These are aftermarket because that's the only ones that fit this aftermarket clip. I think I might just make the executive decision to put this all in one. So we're going to draw the clip now. You know, that's not far enough. But we're going to draw the clip now in this layer. And I'm not going to draw the milling in it because it does have like micro milling in it or whatever the fuck. So just a bit past. It kind of comes in a little nice like that. Okay. So now we can do another one of these. That should be right here. No, it put it over here for some reason. Okay. We've got 3. So we'll do another Control C, Control V situation. Control V. God, I'm lazy. I'm lazy and I'm loving it, man. Holy shit. Okay, so let's zoom out a bit. Okay. Glad we did that because I want to fix that now. Okay. Not too bad. Not like it's not good. It's not good because it just doesn't feel like what I wanted to draw. It feels like what I subconsciously wanted to draw, the one I prefer. Shit. Let's do another layer. Might have already done another layer. I don't quite know. So this is a lanyard hole, or this one has a whole ass tube there. It's a huge pain in the ass to separate out that part, by the way. Uh, if you're replacing scales or doing any sort of maintenance, it's such a pain in the ass. Should I try and draw the lanyard? I don't think we can draw the whole lanyard. Yeah, I didn't really leave space. I guess what I can do another one of these. So we'll do something like that. And then something like that. And we'll ignore that for now. And we'll loop it down and around. You know, I think the play here in the future would have been to just do one line and then copy it and just like shrink it a little and line it up. So these should meet roughly here, where they will meet at our donut. Huh? And then we tie it off in some sort of knot, I guess. Man. I don't know what the fuck that is, bro. I don't know what that is. That looks like it's AI generated, except AI would do better. Fuck. I feel like this needs to be larger somehow. Alright. Let's just try and add a little bit of depth here. I don't know what it is. I feel like it looks so flat and bad if I don't at least do like this weird shadow, I guess, or this like extra bit here. It just doesn't work for me unless it has at least this. Maybe that's what it needed this whole time, actually, because I'm really starting to feel like it's coming together a little better. Why does that add so much? At least in my brain. Let's do that as well for this. Like, realistically, you're looking at it top down, so it really shouldn't have that to it. But I guess now you're kind of looking at it like this. So what if we do this as well? So then you would see the inside of the hole, so you're kind of looking... I don't fucking know, man. Look, well, I don't even work here. I pretend to work here, man. I'm learning how to work here. Oh, fuck, I have to do the jimping. No. What if we do it here? Will it actually look like a blade? Like, will it look like the edge? Or is it gonna make it look weird? I think it's looking weird. I don't like it because first off, it's gonna end wrong because I didn't account for it to begin. Okay, all right, we're undo, undo. This is why you do it on a separate layer, by the way. But what I might be able to do is the opposite. Can I just... What do we think? I'm gonna leave it for now. I feel like it doesn't work. I don't like it. It adds something, but it takes something else away, and I can't put my finger on it. But I will do something here so there's a little depth, because I think there is actually... Where the fuck did I put it? Some level of depth there. I don't know, man. I feel like this line's gotta go. For now, I'm gonna move on. I'm gonna try and add some jimping here. And I'm gonna do that by just fucking drawing squiggles and pretending that that's good enough. What do we think? Problem solved? That's good enough, right? That's fine. That's fine. Let's move on. All right. Should we try and draw that? I feel like I've spent a lot of time on this trying to fix it. I actually wanted to stop like 10 minutes ago. What the fuck am I doing? Let's move on from this. File. Save. Ping. Uh, PM2 is good enough for me. Thank you. Okay. New one. Thank you. All right. So this is, again, one of those times where I would prefer to leave it like this so that if I ever do anything with YouTube, it won't turn into a short. Um, I don't know. I feel like it makes more sense to just rotate the tablet instead of rotating the canvas, if that makes sense. Because I can just do that once I'm done if I want it to display this way, right? But I don't really feel like I'm. What is that? Hold on. Oh, cool. There's a new scratch on my screen. I don't know how that got there. All right. I wasn't sure if it was part of the art or what. Anyway, I should try and match this canvas shape, like the top to bottom. Should I do it? Okay, so let's say image. Can I rotate? Okay. Then we'll copy it. So my problem and why I didn't want to do this is because now it's like harder to get the whole thing on my screen. Because I do have a small tablet. Guess we're just gonna have to live with this. So there's the top. This is my first time kind of drawing like this. Usually if it'll be on my why am I pointing all the way over there? It's on this thing. There's a Samsung tab. Uh I can literally just hold it like that, right? And we're done. So I can't really do that with this. For one, we're doing it on stream. And I'm trying to keep it on screen, even though you can't even fucking see it. But also it's plugged in. What? How would I, you know, how would I do it? And if you're wondering, no, I can't. I've thought about this. There are wireless HDMI things that would work. So I would get a wireless HDMI thing and then an HDMI to mini HDMI, plug that in. That would work just fine. The problem is, uh, this isn't simply power. This is also the data for the pen. So I can't just like plug in a power bank and use this like wirelessly. Um, it needs to be plugged in so that it can read the pen data. Because it has like 8,000 or whatever pressure points that it can register. Unfortunately, I don't think there's any way for me to like convert this to both something that actually there are two slots. So maybe plug in a power bank and then separately maybe there's like a USB Bluetooth adapter that's like two ways. I don't know of anything like that that exists really, but it might. All right, let's draw. I've been fucking around for too damn long here. Okay. So we'll start with the face. It's not too bad, right? Okay. We'll do a new layer. They apparently like did a whole ass eyelash here. How do people just decide to do things like that? I mean, it works. I'm not like complaining or anything. As I've already said, I think this looks pretty good. Yeah. I don't think we can copy paste these eyes. So I'm just gonna go ahead and actually no. We're not gonna do that on this layer. Okay. So we got that there. Kind of going like that, and then another one above it. And then the eyebrow we'll do later. And then you've got like that kind of going like that. I don't know what that does, but it does a lot for me. We'll just do that a little bit. Okay. Then we'll do that kind of like that. Okay. That's like a little on the thicker side. Sure. How do they do it? How are they so skilled? The look. See, I never would have like come up with this on my own. You know what I mean? I don't understand where people come up with the idea to like just do this from the jump. Okay, this eye is I wanted to make it bigger because it's bigger in the original, but it's substantially bigger. So let's try and shrink it just a little. We'll reposition it as well. I think overall the eyes might be too small. We're just gonna have to live with that though. And then select, deselect. We'll add a new layer. Do the balls. Okay, let's go back a layer. Sorry. Let's get that going. Kind of get that. So we got this going on here a little bit. Okay, I think that's hair, so we don't want to draw that yet. All right, let's go back here. What layer is this? Oh, that's the eyes. Wait, what layer is this? Fuck if I know, man. All right, let's try and do the nose. So I think this is shadow here. That's very cleverly done. They basically like made just some fucking random rhombus that had like part of the nose in it, and it kind of just looks like the nose, but then actually that's the nose. So then we'll just like do that because it's a little too defined, and then we'll just kind of like steal their idea because that's what this whole entire fucking thing is. I'm learning how somebody better than me does something. Okay? I don't know, man. I don't know how they did it to begin with. Okay, let's add some lip maybe. So for some reason, the lip starts and then just kind of kind of ends. You know, I think it would be better if I just draw it and then erase it, right? So lip up, lip down, kind of dippy lip thing, straight across, bada boom, and boom. And now I don't know. I might change up the mouth from what they've got going on here because I don't think I understand what they were going for. Like this doesn't their version doesn't quite work for like at a glance, but I don't know what that like white line's supposed to be. It just kind of is making me think of that scene from The Matrix where they're like Neo has no mouth. You know what I mean? That's what that's making me think of. Is she getting fucking matrixed? I don't know. We'll have to do something about this, but we'll do it later. All right. Thinking hair. Start here. We'll just kind of go for it. And we'll go for this. All right. God, how do people like why did this person just decide to do it? I don't understand. It works. I just don't understand like I would be questioning it every step of the way. I'd be all like, why did you do this? Why am I doing this? What am I doing? Like why am I here? Why was I born? Okay, so let's do another one. It's interesting. They drew the hair over the eye, but then like they got rid of the hair over the eye to leave the eye? I don't know if that really works. Not not with my skill level. Whatever they did, I didn't even question it until now. But like I don't know if this is something I can understand to try and learn from right now. Okay. They got another one here, I think. And then they got like a long one kind of going here. And then this one kind of comes in and like that, I think. It's a little thinner. And it kind of goes like that again. And like that. This is hard because I didn't draw the hands yet. And part of the hair interacts with it. And I was thinking I could just draw that later. But it's really fucking with my like depth here. Not that it would have been any good anyway. Okay, let's just go this direction for now. Okay, so this kind of goes like that. And then like kind of goes like this. So they got like something like this going on. And then we just do that. And we'll kind of get one coming out of there. I might just slap a couple of extra lines in here to break up the blockiness for now. We do a couple more. Okay. And they kind of just, so they did draw this over the eyebrow, but not over the eye. I didn't draw the eyebrows yet. Okay. You have some random thing here, which it works. I don't know how it works. Feel like I've somehow, I think I made an emo boy. I made a fuck boy. How did I do this? Okay. So we're gonna have a lot going on here. All right. What is going on here? All right. And they kind of just do this for some reason. I don't know why it works. I don't know why they do it. I don't know why it works. It works. Okay. And we kind of just go like that. And they do it like that. Bro, she looks so drugged out. How? How did they do it? How is it so fucking different? I'm literally staring at it. It looks like a fucking dude with a mullet the way I've done this. Looks like his name's fucking Cleater. Alright, fuck it. We're questioning everything. Let's just send it, right? Let's just send it. Let's add another one. I know that's not in the original. Who fucking cares? We're sending it, bud. Okay. Let's just draw whatever the fuck this thing's supposed to be. Floating hair, I guess. I don't fucking know. It's not even close, but it is what it is now. I don't know. I feel like when I send it and stop questioning it, sometimes it can work out. Like I'm being too critical. I was talking about this before, where like I'll just keep wanting to fix things, and I keep like having to stop myself. Okay. We can come back to the hair if we want. What was that? Layer 7? Hold on. I think I pressed it, didn't I? Okay, so it's layer 6. If we want to come back, it's layer 6. Come on, man. Okay. If we want to come back, it's layer 6. Let's draw the eyebrows in layer 7. We're just sending it. Okay. Layer 8. Let's try and draw this dude's fucking hand. Okay. We're in send it mode still. And I feel like it's actually kind of not that bad. All right. We got that. Let's add a new layer. We'll put the ear in there. A little hard to look at, so let's go back to 6. Let's erase whatever hair is around here. Okay. Let's go back to 2. Let's erase whatever. 3? 2. Oh, it's 1. That's right. It's called background. Erase that. Let's also correct it. I feel like it's not looking that great around here. Okay. So let's go back up to 9. I think that's where we're at. Is this 9? We're on 8. Okay. So I feel like we gotta make his arm just a little more muscular here. And it kind of looks like a pussy. So this, you know? Okay, that didn't work at all. Fuck. Fuck. Okay. Let's give bro a thumbnail. People need those, I think. Not 100% sure. I don't know. They did it that way, but I feel like maybe it doesn't. Hold on. Okay, so they did it this way. Yeah. Yeah, that works. That works. That's pretty good. Okay. Okay. We're taking a shortcut. Control C, Control V. Wait, that actually looks better stacked. All right, we are going to move it. We are going to flip it. No, that's not right. Layer select. How do I flip it again? Hold on. There was like a way to do this. I don't remember it though. Uh-oh. What did I just do? Uh-oh. Okay. So there's that. There's that. Okay, we're just gonna have to do it by hand, I guess. Good enough for me. Let's go back to layer 1. No. Okay, wait. We're thought we were scuffing it. Okay. Layer 1. It was layer 6 was the hair, right? No, layer 7. Okay, it was neither. Layer 5? It can't be layer 8, right? Oh, there's multiple layer 8s. 4? What is going on here? I swear it was layer 6 or something. What? Okay. You know, actually wouldn't have been that bad if I left some hair over the arm. In my opinion, I feel like that could have looked kind of good. Okay. Let's go back to layer 1 again. Let's try and fix out this bitch goddamn face. Okay, layer 2 was nose. Nope, fuck. 3 was nose? No. 4 was nose. Okay. I'm not liking the nose, the mouth. Okay, so their nose was more like this. I think the problem is the eyes might be too high. Okay. So the eyes are 5 and 6 or something, right? Hold on. If I just do that, nothing there. What about this side? Could it be that side? By any chance? No pixels. 4. 3? Okay, 3 has that. So let's just undo that. So it was layer 2? Okay. Let's lower it just a little bit. And then we'll do 3 then. Okay. So then that means 5 has to be this eye, right? No. 4? No. 3? Okay. We'll leave that 2. And 3. Okay. I think we can lower this one some more. Go back to 2. Okay. So then 4 is that this? No. 5. No. 6 is going to be hair, right? Yep. Undo that. 7 is part of the eyebrow. I didn't do the whole eyebrow? Hold on. So 7 might work. Hold on. Because I can just merge that with that. And then merge that. Is this not 7? Is this part of 8? Oh, it is. Okay. So here, I think what's fucking me up so bad on this is that lip thing. I keep trying to like mentally separate from it. It looks like a singular tooth to me. So it's kind of making her look I'm gonna flip this around. I know I didn't even like copy paste this. I don't know how I fucking did this. But somehow it just felt backwards. But I keep thinking of this as like a buck tooth or something. And it's like really fucking with me. Okay. I don't at this point I don't know what layer this is on. Select, deselect. We're just gonna pretend that it was always here. It will always be here. Okay, so fuck. What was the mouth? 3? 4? 5? Okay, it was 5. Okay. No. I almost think this is our best bet. And we'll just like shade that a little bit in the hopes that it kinda sorta looks like the under part of the lip. And we'll give her like maybe a little, you know. I think it would be better on this side. Fuck, I don't know what I'm doing. Just move on from this for a second. Okay. So they've got like some neck going on here. And I mean some neck. That's some long ass neck. Fuck. Give her some collarbone. Give her some collarbone. Give her V-neck apparently. Why am I drawing like I can't just do that? Put some shoulder on her. Some shoulder on her. A little bit of that. A little bit of that. I don't know what the hell I'm doing right here, but we're doing it. I don't know. I know this is like a different layer, but fuck it. I don't know. I think I drew Emmett Silk actually now that I'm looking at it. How did I fuck this up? I'm about to give up. To be honest, I don't feel like there's a lot I can do anyway. I'm trying to get my fucking tracking. It's the camera tracker. Hello. So this is supposed to tell that I've turned the gestures off, by the way. It's supposed to just always be in track me mode, but they still just keep turning on. Every time I do this, it's supposed to either lock or unlock it. It just doesn't always read it. And because it can't always, like, tracking stuff has trouble with this, it also thinks, like, anytime I even hold this hand up, I think that I'm doing something. I'm just waving my fucking hand around. We need to do an ear. I've noticed I forgot about that. So let's do this ear. And we'll have an ear. Lend me your ear. No. Shit. I feel like this is a weird way to hold someone. Like their ears out. I don't know. Should I give them the like face squish thing going on here as well? You know what if I do this? Does that? Nope. I feel like maybe the nose is too high now that I'm looking at it. This is why I wanted to get off, because now once again I'm back to like just questioning every fucking thing. And now I'm super confused about the layers, so fuck that ear at this point. I think it was layer 4. Was that? I've really got to stop. Fuck. You know what? I think this nose is fine. I just need to bring it down a little bit. I think that's a little better. What do we think? All right. I'm going to just call it here, because the more I look at it, the more I want to change things, and then it's like going to look even worse than it does. So thanks for being here. Thanks for hanging out. Thank you so much for whatever. I don't fucking know. I'm sorry. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing, and I don't even draw what I set out to draw or sketch. Thank you to Maruru here on Twitter for your good sketch. I've ruined it. But thanks for hanging out. Thanks for chilling. Hopefully, I'll catch you in the next one. We'll probably be on Arc later tonight. We'll figure it out from there. Bye. I swear to God, if this fucks up the tracking.